back from the nasty track of the north. And this is the winner's circle update for that. Sorry it took so long. Had other things you gotta get done first. So the entries of the 358s, Sportsman's, Thunder Cars, Limited Sportsman, and Vintage. For the Sportsman, they had 19 entries. For the 358s, that's what they had. For the Sportsman, they had 24. Sportsman actually out there is getting very popular. 9 Thunder Cars, 10 Limited Sportsman, and 18 very, very fast vintage stocks. The first part of the night that kicked it off was, well, Santa Claus was out there. The old fat jelly guy. I didn't get to see him. I didn't get to talk to him, but he was out and about. So, the vintage, not a lot of them went out for hot laps. Only 3 of them went out for hot laps. Hot laps for the vintage 50s, 60s, and 80s, which I'm not even sure which ones these are. 23.285. And for the 72, he ran a 23.556 or 356. Their hot laps all transferred. They had 3 hot laps. The number 9 of Josh Radil went from 4th to 1st, and he finished his heat. The 7G of I. Gordon went from 5th to 2nd. Paul Barks in the 10, he went from 2nd and fell back to 3rd. All transferred. The second heat, the winner of the second heat was Rudy Golden in the 96. He stayed in 1st through the whole feature, or through the whole heat. The number 3 heat went from 4th to 2nd, or 1st, and that was a 26G of Greg Hale. He basically did his best. A lot of these people did not. A lot of the vintage did make the feature and stay in. The next was the Limited Sportsman for their heat. Their hot laps went like this. 6 answered the call. Logan Brown, he ran a 20.15 in his hot lap. That's a lot. That's fast. 54 of Brandon Howard, he ran a 20.473. The 11 of can't think of her. This Genevieve Bartlett. She didn't do so hot. 21.03 on the hot lap. 2 heats. They had 2 heats for the Limited Sportsman. Brandy in the first heat, Brandy Howard went from 2nd. In the 54, went from 2nd to 1st. Logan Brown in the number 9, he went from 5th and went to 2nd. Haley Burnett in the 747. This girl, guy or girl, needs to start listening. You have to. They all have one-way radios. They can talk to them, but they can't talk back. They need to start listening. She was in 1st and fell back to 3rd. Top 3 transferred. Heat 2. 21 of Howard and the 11 of Genevieve Bartlett finished the top 3. Josh Huchko and the 93H went from 5th to 3rd. Genevieve Bartlett ran nice in her hot laps. And the next was the 358 modifieds for their heat and hot laps. Hot laps, all of them answered the call. The fastest shoe on the on the circuit was the 64 of Tyler Corcoran. He went from third to first, but the fastest person on the track from 21st was the 44 of David Rogers. He ran a 19.869. Wow, fast. The 18E of Gavin Isley ran a fast time of 19.8979. The 0 of Xveler Andrew, he ran a 19.885. He went from first and fell back to fourth. 410 of Mike Fowler went from seventh to fifth, and his time fastest time was 19.85 or 953. There are three heats for the 358 modified for that night. First heat, the winner of the first heat was the 18G of Justin Gadball, went from second to first. 92 of Frank Sibley went from second to third. Eric Nyers in the 34 went from sixth to third. He was Charger. The 34 of David Rogers went from 8th to 4th. Top 4 transferred. Second heat for the 358 modifieds. The 7D of Dustin Hutton went from first and stayed there. Josh Rioman in the 91 went from 4th to second. The 17 of Owen Nyers went from 3rd and stayed there. The 35D of Dylan Moore went from 2nd and fell back to 4th. Top 4 transferred. The last final heat for the big boys, the 358s. The 410 of Mike Fowler went from 5th to 1st. 64 of Tyler Corcoran went from 8th to 2nd. 5R of Stephen Roberts went from 1st to back to 3rd. The 35B of Brendan Moore went from 6th to 4th. Top 4 transferred. Okay, we got the vintage, we got the sportsman, we got the limited, and last but not least was the Thunder Cars for their heat. One of one heat, in the top. None of them. Half of them didn't make the call. 22 of Jared Gilson. In the 22J, he ran a fastest time lap of 24.519. And then when they had their heat, not all 8, they had 9 entries, all not 8 only answered the call. The 5R of Damian Beckler went from 5th to 1st. The 61 of Lance Robinson, went from 8th to 2nd. Tony Fresno in the 22 went from 2nd and fell back to 3rd. The 22J of Jared Gilson went from 4th and stayed there. Top 4 transferred. Finally, it was the feature time. The vintage was up first. 50, 60s, and 8. I gotta see if I got that right. I think it was 50, 60s, and 80s that was out there. This is what ran back then. One feature, and the winner was the 71G of Ian Gordon. He went from 2nd and stayed in first. Went from 2nd and went to 1st. I'm gonna do the top 5. I'm gonna try to get this, because these guys are not even from here. These guys are all overseas. They're all up in Canada. 96 of Radley Golgotans, and they went from 7th to 2nd. The 73 of Josh Powers went from 8th to 3rd. The 9G of Given Reddell went from 9th to 4th. The 5th place car was the 84 of Stephen Billin. He went from 4th and fell back to 5th. The winner of that one would be the 71G. The next one was the Limited Sportsman for their go on the Nasty Track of the North, and the winner was the 54 of Brandon Howard. Now, Gemini Bartlett did hold on to the number one spot, and then her car just slowly went away. Second place came from fifth, and that was the 9 of Logan Brown. Gemini Bartlett fell back to fourth and went to third. So, congratulations to them. And the last one was the 414 of Kemming Cook. He went from 10th and went up to 4th. So the 358 modifieds. And they went like this. The one, the only Billy Dunn won his heat, won the feature. He went from 8th and charged to the front. I've never seen. I think somebody lit a fire. I think his wife probably lit a fire on his butt and said you might want to win one, so that you can actually come in and stay inside and not in the doghouse. The 9 of Minks wanted to go up against him. He went from 3rd to 2nd. The 30B of Dan Pichard went from 1st and fell back to 3rd. The 7th of Sean Shaw went from 10th to 4th. In the last but not least, Ryan Bartlett in the 39 took the 5th spot. All those 5 went to scales. The sportsman went like this. Your dancing partner was the 7D of Dustin Hutton, followed by, I gotta find him. Where'd he go? The second, his dancing outside partner was Stephen Robertson, and it didn't look so good for him. But the winner of the Sportsman's Heat feature was the 410 of Mike Fowler, followed by the 7D of Dustin Hutton, the 34 of Eric Nyers that came up from 9th, took 3rd. The 35B of Baron Moore went from 10th and went up to 4th. Jessica Powers hit the top spot of the 5th place from 17th place and got the 5th one. The next one, the last feature of the night, was the Thunderstock, and that kind of went bye-bye real fast. But we want to go back up to the Sportsman. Guys, when you're out there, you have eyes watching you. You have eyes in the stands. You have eyes watching you all over. This is not where you can bash and bang each other. Please take the time, settle down, go racing, and give us a nice show. But the last but not least was the Sundance Leisure Thunder Cars. And this one didn't go very much because Tony Fresno won it again. He went to first and stayed there, followed by went from 4th to 2nd, the 61 of Lane Robinson. Third stayed there was the 26R of Damian Beckler. The number 4 spot went from 2nd to 4th, and that was the 22J of Jared Gilson. The number 5th spot was the 111J of Anthony St. Mary. This one is the one that flipped a couple races ago. He went from 6th and went from 5th, and that was the last one. The DNF, and I feel sorry for this guy. They got the gremlins in his car again. Was the 60 of Francis White, and I hope the 60 of Tyler Dockstader. I hope you guys get your guys' cars back up and running, and I hope more people come up to the Nasty Track of the North. Now, next week, which will be Friday, this coming Friday, we go back to the Nasty Track of the North. Oh, the Nasty Track. And this will be the next month. We have the Summer Sizzler Super Sprinters. This always brings a big place up there. And we will have the 5 classes, the Whitesboro Plow Shop, 358 Modifieds, the Dirt Car Sportsman, the Sundance Leisure Thunder Cars, the Limited Sportsman, and the ESS Sprinters will be on hand for that. So, how many people will show up? Well, you gotta come out to the Nasty Track or watch it on Dirt Digest. Or, if you want to watch it from my vantage point, just look me up on Facebook and it will be live. Like I said, features only will be live. Heats will all be recorded and they will be up on the thing that I'll try to get it that night, depending on how much and how many red flags we have. A nice shout out to the Billy Dunn. The guy's got it. I mean, if you can get into a car, and I think some of them like the high side better than the low side. I've seen other tracks where they're dirt and they chose to go to the bottom, and the only problem is that's where everybody's pounding on it, and everybody's heat from the first tire to the second tire is all right there. But I'm hoping that next week it goes smoothly, and you guys all like the show. One night I will be doing, and I'm thinking that I am gonna do one feature, and once the live is done, it will lock up, and I'm gonna have to take something with me, and that is the first responders night. I will be doing a live stream for that because that is one night that everybody, and I don't care if you're an ambulance driver, a paramedic, a firefighter, you are welcome to come out to the track, and that is on the 9th of August. You get in for free, and I will double check on that. And basically, you can come out and enjoy the show, a nice show. And that day we will have everybody will be back on the card, all 5 heats. Our Can-Am series is winding down, folks. It's winding down. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more races to go, and then we will be done. And then it will only be trains, and then we have the Christmas Day Parade, which that will be live on here and on Facebook, I'm hoping, depending on what the weather is. Then we have the I'm going to be taking Thanksgiving off for a day, and then we'll be back with more movies, and we'll be back with more snowstorms and more trains. But until then, I will see you guys this Friday on my YouTube, on my Facebook channel, and you guys can watch the live stream of the races as it happens. Like I said, all features will be live streamed, all heats will be recorded, and I will see you guys later. And the next live that's coming up, the winner, nobody won it. Nobody guessed the movie. And that will be up next on my channel. Because wait until you guys are going to be kicking yourself to figure out what movie I was talking about. So I will see you guys in a few minutes, probably about 9 o'clock, for the movie reveal that I was going to take you to if you want it. I'll see you guys later. Please take care. Remember, if you're new to the channel, please click the like button. Please click the subscribe button. And I will see you guys in a few.